Welcome back to Reba Left Behind. So far, Reba and Rayford still have been left behind with most of their kids. A select few of them were good enough to... That's a dumb sound effect.
Whoa,
Good
what?
enough
No, delete that forever.
A select few of their kids were good enough for God to... Cheyenne couldn't handle that until she could, because Reba suggested it. You can email fanficnight@orderoftheleague.com to send us feedback or suggested fanfics or your own fanfics for us to read on the show, which is done over on Twitch for now. You can also buy our merch at nowhere because TeePublic deleted our account. A shirt saying, "I do not share Steve Plank's view of God." Too controversial. So if we get another merchant, we'll let you know. Because this is Fanfiction Theater, a celebration of naive writing in all of its foibles, flaws, and unintentional hilarity.
Okay, so are we just like...
Let's just keep going. Let's just plow through this, honestly. These are so short
right.
and
Yeah, and
inconsequential.
We've only got like 3 or 4 chapters left to go.
We're not racking up any just says, but they're just so damn short. Then
Yeah, they seem to have gotten over that. They've got nothing to just stare at anymore.
yeah, both of these authors have improved, and it just warms the cockles of my heart. Reba, Rayford, Cheyenne, Kyra, and Jake walk into the living room.
Okay,
Chloe,
all right, this is going to be funny.
Chloe is sitting on the couch in the living room.
Oh, we might want to diagram this. Can we get the flannel graph?
How is church?
Chloe
asks, looking up at them.
It was a good service. People are disheveled because nobody knows what happened to their loved ones.
They were also graveled. Reba says.
I guess they were all dressed by their loved ones previously. They don't know how to do it themselves.
Well, the author used disheveled a couple chapters ago, so I think that's their word of the week.
Yeah,
that they're just really excited about.
I gotta know what that's like.
Chloe mumbles to herself. Rayford sits on the arm of the Rayford sits on the arm of the couch and hugs Chloe.
That seems awkward. Chloe, you aren't the only person to lose somebody. I also lost Raimi and Mom. So shut the hell up.
Who are part of your family as well. I mean, that's really not... Rayford says. The telephone rings.
There's grieving, and then there's just graveling, you know?
That's like I always say, there's grieving and there's traveling. Got to choose what you're doing.
It's nice they still have telephone service with all the fires and explosions. And
Hello?
Reba asks as she picks up the phone.
Oh, hi, Pastor Barnes. Sure, you can talk to him.
Reba hands Rayford the phone.
I think that's still Reba.
Yeah.
Really? I'll see you in a little bit.
No, what? What?
And then he
Where the
just
hell are
hangs it
you?
up.
You skipped a paragraph.
Wait, no.
He wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We got to kill the Antichrist.
He wants to talk to you. He wants to
Rayford-
talk to you. Sorry.
Rayford puts the receiver up to his ear.
Good place for it. Hi, Bruce.
He thought about it
Everybody
first.
gives him a thumbs up for his placement.
You're going to make a good husband, baby, one day. Rayford says.
Sure, I can be there early. Chloe?
Rayford pauses.
I'm sure that could be arranged. But you feel like being sacrificed, honey?
This is getting into Wicker Man territory. Chloe looks at Rayford and gives him a look.
I'll see you.
Oh, she almost just looked. Damn it.
Yeah. I'll see you in a little bit.
Rayford hangs up the phone.
What's going on?
I think he's called to say, like, okay, this time I really am going to have the service ready. If everybody would just come back in another hour. Reba asks him. Rayford looks at Chloe.
Bruce wants to meet with me and Chloe at the church. He's starting a small group, and he wants us to be a part of it. It's going to be several people in the church. We'll be like a Bible study group that will meet every day.
Rayford
And
replies.
brainstorm and try to figure out how the hell we get out of this hole. Oh, God.
I'm not going.
Chloe states, standing up.
Chloe, please. It was your mom's church. She would want us to go.
Did I mention it will be a small group? Rayford says. Chloe whirls around and glares at him.
Spitfire says everyone else in the church can just go to hell. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Like he's tired of.
He's excluding Reba.
So they're dividing up the church further now that they've been completely cut off from all good Christians. Yeah.
I really hope that this goes into like cult territory. Like Pastor Barnes is like, no, God has started speaking to me post-rapture, and he says that all the women need to get naked.
You never went to church when she was alive, so I don't know why you want me to go to church with you now that she's dead.
Chloe hollers.
Dad! She's not dead, Chloe.
Rayford starts to say.
She's live, Chloe.
She's in heaven. Yeah, I know.
Chloe interrupts.
Come on, Chloe, please.
Rayford asks.
No, I'm not going to go, and you cannot make me. I'm an adult with my own life.
Chloe hollers, running up the stairs. Rayford looks at Reba.
She just might not be up to it yet. Go on. It'll be okay.
Reba replies, looking at Rayford.
Okay, can't wait to see what this small group accomplishes.
Well, with Tristan's voice, I'm just imagining Chloe as Lumpy Space Princess the entire time.
Yep, it's arriving right there.
Yep.
Okay, now listen, guys.
It's him! It's him!
No, hold on. I'm addressing it. I may be voicing Steve Plank in this, but that does not mean...
All right.
Oh.
You love Steve Plank! Admit it!
No, I do not follow the teachings of Steve Plank.
Okay.
Guys, I have a terrible
still do
admission to
stand
make. I have found myself wandering into the beliefs of Steve Plank and really questioning.
Well, I gotta tell you, I fully agree with Steve Plank and his views on God. So,
thank goodness I'm not alone.
I have some literature here if you'd like to read it.
Some planks.
Do this on stream so we can't stop
share
you.
some planks with us.
God damn it!
So, chapter 14: Buck to Chicago and Bruce's group meeting.
Buck. Buck, want you to go to Chicago.
Steve Plank says to him. Buck turns around and looks at him.
Why do you want me to go to Chicago?
Buck questions.
We need someone to replace Lucinda Washington. It's your job to go and find a replacement. Take as long as you need.
You're not going there to replace her. You're just finding a replacement. Steve replies.
But Steve, why can't anyone else go? I'm on assignment.
Buck says.
You can work while you're there. Now go. Working. You can work while you're there working for me.
Steve states forcefully.
Can go while you work, and you can work while you work.
Okay, I will go.
Buck replies. All right, end scene music. Fade in. Mount Prospect, Illinois. Rayford walks into the church and sees Loretta sitting at her desk.
Hi, Loretta.
He says.
Hello, Mr. Still.
I think it's more like, hello, Mr. Steele.
Hello, Mr. Still.
Loretta replies.
You cannot call me that.
Oh, there's no reason to be formal, Loretta. You can call me Ray or Rayford.
He states.
Okay, then. Rayford.
She says. He smiles.
That's much better. Where's Bruce?
He asks.
Pastor Barnes is in his office with a few elders from the church.
She states.
Oh, well, I can just wait.
Rayford says, quickly. He sits on a chair outside his office. Loretta stares at him.
Didn't you know, Rayford? They're there waiting for you.
Loretta says.
Really? Oh, well, then I probably should get into that meeting, shouldn't I?
Rayford asks with a smile. Loretta nods. He walks into the office. Bruce gets out of his chair and walks over to greet Rayford. It's these moments that we'll treasure later.
I kind of thought things would get more interesting after the rapture.
Now there's literally no goal and nothing to do but hang out until you're tortured, until you're tortured 1,000 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Rayford, I'm so glad you're here.
Bruce says, hugging him. They look at the other men in the room.
I'm sure you all know about Captain Steele. His ex-wife and son attended this church before the rapture. You remember the rapture, right? And his wife, and stepchildren were in this church this morning.
Referring to him as Captain Steele, it sounds like they're going to make a superhero group. The other men nod at Rayford. So they just
more of a
wanted to bring
suicide
Chloe
squad, but yeah.
They wanted to bring Chloe in with a group of only men. This is it really was going the cult way.
She made the right
The
call.
other men nod at Rayford. Bruce motions for Rayford to sit in a chair by the door.
Well, I called you all here tonight because I want to talk about us starting a little core group that meets here after church in the morning and at least once throughout the week. That way we can discuss what that morning's service meant to you, what the Lord was saying to you, and it could help me prepare my service for the next week. He's just trying to push off some of the work.
If you would have asked me last week if I would have needed this help this week, then I would have said that I would have gone to the future and asked myself that this was the future that I would have chosen. But now that is not the future that is last week, and so I think that would be a good idea, one of the men in the room says.
Jewish guy?
Well, I just wanted to call you here tonight to see if any of you wouldn't want to be part of this group.
You could have done that over the phone.
You who said it was a good idea, do you want to be part of the group? Or
I'm Jewish. Why did you call me?
Why do I go here?
Bruce replies. He looks around the room.
all of you agree to be part of the core group?
Bruce asks. They all nod.
Well then,
See, you know who would be good in a core group is Steve Plank. Thank you.
He's no match for Captain Steele.
Oh, that's true. He's got abs of
steel.
I just picture it's Rayford and a bunch of like Orthodox Jews with the braids and the beards sitting all around the room.
I think that would be one of a good idea.
Well then, I won't hold you up. We'll see you all next week.
Bruce replies, standing up.
Would like to close us in a word of prayer?
Who knows? Because F that, on to the next chapter.
No one! I feel like it ran a little short.
We are tearing through this.
Yeah, the next chapter's pretty long, though.
There's a disclaimer on this one.
Oh, is it about Steve Plank?
No.
Disclaimer. I do not own any of the Left Behind or Reba show characters or
now
settings.
She tells us.
Oh wait, I guess I've never seen Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, but I guess I assume it's like nor do I own the speech from the videotape given by Pastor Billings at the end of this chapter. That speech belongs to the writer of Left Behind, but I have been allowed to use it with his authority.
His again.
She straight up went and got the writer's permission. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and he was like,
What was? Yeah, sure, whatever.
She's a woman of God, and she is always honest when engaging with ridiculous.
Or she asked somebody with the same name who was not at all the Left Behind writer, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
Yeah, do it.
Rayford walks in the front door of his home, and sees his wife and stepchildren on the couch.
Well, it looks like I am a part of the core group at the church.
Rayford states,
Me to go to heaven.
the phone rings twice, and Reba picks it up.
Hello, Steel residents.
Reba says,
Yes, just a moment.
"Can you come to church again? I need somebody to lock up, and I'm just not really up for that tonight." Reba hands the phone to Rayford.
Spitfire says, weird, it didn't list every person who was in the room. How are we to know? We don't know who's there.
Yeah,
Could be anyone.
That's true.
This is a mystery.
Did we
It's
say
Pastor Barnes, Ray?
Hi, Pastor Barnes. Did you need me already after the meeting at church? I will be back up there in a minute. I've got nothing
Rayford
else
hangs
to
up
do.
the phone and hands it to Reba.
It didn't even no, not that. Don't come. Okay, well, I guess I'll just tell him when he gets here.
I'll be right there. I'm coming for you.
I have to go back up to the church. Pastor Barnes says he has something he forgot to give me and that he wants me to have.
Oh, well, okay.
I thought that he wanted to give that to Chloe, judging by pastor behavior.
Yeah, you made her look like a whore. Well, then go.
Reba says with a smile.
Don't leave the pastor disappointed.
Oh, God, is that what they're saying these days? Give the pastor a happy ending.
Here in hell.
I always say God gives the pastor a happy beginning, and we got to give him the happy ending. Rayford kisses his wife and walks out. Oh, Rayford kisses his wife and walks out the front door again.
He sure was in a hurry.
Cheyenne states,
It's okay, Cheyenne. He just knows that the pastor doesn't have a lot of time to talk to people. So
Yes,
we
he
have to
does.
take this.
He had nothing but time.
He has a lot to do. He has a lot of personal demons to battle. So we have to take the space that he allots for us.
Reba responds,
You saw how disheveled he was.
Your time with the pastor will come, little one.
Cheyenne replied. Wow, we even get little section break brackets now? This is getting pretty fucking
single
hoity-toity
bracket?
here.
That's
Yeah.
where we need to put the music.
Buck Williams walks into the Chicago branch of Global Weekly. He is stopped by Verna Z.
What are you doing here, Cameron?
Verna asks,
Steve Plank sent me here to find a replacement for Lucinda Washington.
Buck replies,
Well, that position has been filled. I took it over because I was Lucinda's secretary after all.
That's not how it... Verna says,
That's the order of succession.
Yep.
Well, then I don't know, Verna. But I have a job to do, so I will be taking over your office and phone line while
I'm taking the phone line. Please do that.
while I am here to make sure nobody bothers me.
Buck replies. Verna scoffs and walks off.
I do want to apologize. There should not have been a break between here and, but I needed to take a breath because the Bill Clinton voice was taking it out of me.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
there should have been a comma. That is, make sure nobody bothers me is an independent clause.
Yeah,
Right,
there
no,
should
but-
have been. But
Yeah.
Right, but he's saying,
I thought you were
I'm
doing
going to
it
take
for
over your office and phone line, and I am also going to make sure nobody bothers me.
Yeah.
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 In Mount Prospect, Reba and Rayford are saying goodbye to the kids.
Are you absolutely positive that you have to leave?
Reba asks.
Mom, we have to get back to Houston sometime. We will be back later on, I promise. Tension is just high here right now. After things calm down, I will be back.
Cheyenne says, hugging her mom.
After this rapture thing blows over.
yeah, wasn't she just freaking out like 2 chapters ago?
Yeah, she had a breakdown.
Also, Rayford doesn't seem to be back to flying, so is anybody back to flying?
Yeah.
And why the hell do they have to get back to Houston? Like, what the hell does it matter? There's been a rapture.
Yeah.
It's where new country is born.
Oh, okay. Well, that you answered my question. I'm good.
Oh, guys, if you want to call in with your personal problems, we'll answer those. Okay, just promise me you'll come home.
Reba says,
We're going home, Mom. We're going home, Mom. Mount Prospect is your home. It's not ours, and I'm definitely not Cheyenne.
Kyra says,
I know. Come here.
Reba replies and hugs Kyra.
I love you, Kyra. Cheyenne,
I love
Reba
Kyra,
states.
Cheyenne.
Weird.
the little potato that you made that you keep under your bed that you named Kyra, I think is very beautiful.
We love you too.
Cheyenne responds.
Bye, Mom.
Jake says, hugging Reba from behind.
Bye, Jake. I love you.
A little uncomfortable. Reba replies.
Trying to escape.
Cheyenne, Kyra, and Jake walk out the door. Before they close it, Cheyenne turns around and look at her. All Cheyenne turn around and look at her.
Tell Rayford that we will see him later.
Oh, that sounds ominous. Cheyenne says.
It's called
I will.
foreshadowing.
Reba replies.
Are you guys going to be coming back up for Christmas?
Cheyenne
You don't have
looks
to
at her
keep the
mom.
Christ in anymore.
Damn
Just
it! This
mass
author has
now.
learned.
You
This
you
author
have
is.
bigger things to fucking worry about.
This author has learned not to put
Oh,
just looks
well.
when they're going to talk.
Yeah, I know. It's disappointing.
Damn it. They remember.
Cheyenne looks at her mom.
To be honest, Mom, I'm not sure.
Before I was sad, Mom. Now I'm honest, Mom.
The holidays will definitely be more difficult to handle now that we don't have Elizabeth. Why?
That would be much easier to
Watching
handle.
a baby
Yeah.
would be
Maybe
so-
emotionally.
Okay.
Well, I think I may crack it down and just crumble and cry and start graveling all over. So it might be a little difficult. But
I may not want to celebrate anymore. Oh, well.
Cheyenne responds. Reba hugs her daughter.
honey, you may not have your daughter anymore, but you're still my daughter. If it were my only Christmas wish, would you give it? What? If it were my only Christmas wish, would you give it to me?
Reba asks. Cheyenne looks up at her mom with tears in her eyes.
I really don't know, Mom. I don't want to.
You don't know, Mom.
I don't know Vera. I don't know Mom. I don't want to think about that right now.
All I know is I'm taking your phone line and you're
Taking over this
Cheyenne
case.
Cheyenne replies. Cheyenne, Jake, Kyra, and Van walk out the front door with Reba and Chloe standing in the doorway watching them. When they get into the car, Reba closes the door and walks into the living room. Chloe follows closely behind.
I'm sorry that they had to leave, Reba. I know they are your only family.
Chloe says. Reba turns around and squeezes Chloe's hand. Blood spurts out.
You like that?
She's a synthetic. Well, that's okay. You and your father are my family now, too.
Reba replies. She looks up at Chloe.
I will never try to replace your mother. Mother is a very special person who can't be replaced. It's like God always says. Mom biscuits are special. They got a special ingredient.
Butter?
Mom.
No.
Oh, sorry.
You
Sorry.
can't know.
They've
You
got-
can't know.
They've
It's
got bits
blasphemy to
of
speak
real
of it.
mom.
But if you would like a friend, that is a position that can be filled.
Reba smiles. Chloe smiles back and sits down on the couch.
Oh, that would be an audience.
Yeah. I don't have those.